Hi, Rebels! I'm Malia Baker, and today we're talking to businesswoman, philanthropist, and advocate for women and girls all around the world, Melinda French Gates. Hi, Melinda! We're so excited you're here with us today. Could you kick things off by telling us who you are and what you do?
Hi, thanks for having me. I'm Melinda French Gates, and I'm a philanthropist and a mom of 3 adult children.
That's amazing. Two very, very important jobs. A philanthropist is someone who works to make the world a better place by helping people in need. With so much going on in the world, how do you decide which causes to work on?
Well, I've been lucky enough to do philanthropy now for over 25 years, and one of the things I have learned through that work is that society really changes when men and women are equal. And so I've really decided now to make my life's work focus on how do we make sure women have their full power in society, their voice, their decision making, and their own resources. And so anything I do in the philanthropic space these days really has to do with furthering women and making sure they get their full power in society.
That is such an incredible mission, and honestly so necessary. When women have power, entire communities thrive. When you're passionate about an issue, what are the first steps you take to address it?
When I find an issue that I'm passionate about or interested in working on, the first thing I do is try and go out and meet partners who are already working on it and meet people in the field to see what their lives are really like and how what the initiative we're going to bring might benefit them or not. Because if you don't go out and listen and learn from others, you can design a program from afar that doesn't really suit somebody's life. And so I've learned that listening is really, really important before you act.
I love that approach. Listening first and then acting makes so much sense. Can you tell us about a project that you've worked on that you're particularly proud of?
One of the projects that really exceeded my expectations was this alliance we started over 20 years ago on vaccines. The fact that we've been able to deliver around the world life-saving vaccines to literally hundreds of millions of children, I just didn't know it would have that big of a result when we set out to do it. And that's something that I'm just really proud of, having been there at the forefront of it.
That is mind-blowing. What an incredible impact. Speaking of children, you mentioned that you're a mom. Did you have any mantras or phrases you taught your daughters to help them grow up empowered?
When my girls were growing up, and my son, I said to them, you can be anybody you want to be in the world. Anybody. Don't let somebody tell you you're not good at this or you're not good at that. Believe in yourself, and you can go out and be the person you want to be, and you should.
Moms give out the best advice. I absolutely adore that mantra. So empowering and full of confidence. What about when girls aren't feeling so confident, but more overwhelmed by all the problems in the world?
What I would say to girls is when things feel overwhelming, go out and help somebody in your community. Maybe serve at a food bank, maybe serve somewhere that are helping take in women and children who are coming out of a bad situation and into a shelter. Help somebody find, somebody that you can give back to, either by sitting and reading to a child or tutoring the kid in the back of a classroom. You would be amazed how good you will feel. And those, what I call drops in the bucket, have enormous rings that go out, and you don't really know how much you're going to touch someone else.
That's such a heartwarming way to find balance. Helping others really does heal the soul. What about if you could go back in time and share some wisdom with your younger self? What would you tell her?
If I went back to my younger self, I would say to myself, especially by the time you get to be about age 14, you do know yourself. You know yourself pretty well. Yes, you have a lot of places you're going to grow, and maybe you're going to take your first internship or your first job or manage your first employee or go off to high school or college, but you're going to get through those transitions. Transitions are part of life, and the more you can embrace the transition, even if it feels scary and really, really hard, embrace it and say to yourself, okay, I'm going to learn something here. And if you can learn to accept the change and that it's going to be scary and, and a little uncertain at times, then you can get through it more easily. And then you build one transition on top of another. And guess what? Over time, they just all become easier.
As a person who is self-appointed a little bit scared of changes coming my way, I will absolutely have to remember that. Embracing every twist and turn really is the secret to growing. What about this new generation of girls gives you the hope for the future?
Oh, this new generation of girls, I just see so many of them using their voice in society, using their creativity, standing up for each other. That's what we need. Surround yourself with people who are supportive and who are positive and who allow you to speak your truth, allow you to play on the team you want to play on, study the thing you want to study in school, do the extracurricular thing that you want to do. Find all the ways to explore those parts of yourself and then use your voice and support other girls in doing that as well. When I see girls doing that for each other, or I see boys doing it for girls, or I see teachers or coaches doing it, it just gives me so much hope for the future.
I love that energy. Girls are truly unstoppable. After all the incredible things you've accomplished and all the women and girls whose lives you've changed around the world, what do you want your ultimate legacy to be?
I want my ultimate legacy to be that I left a world better off to my granddaughters than the world I was born into. And that, we will have moved society along in ways that just make it easier for young women and girls and adult women to be who they want to be in society.
We're all rooting for that dream. That dream is the dream. Okay, Melinda, we have one last very important question for you. What makes you a rebel girl?
What makes me a rebel girl is that I have courage. I'm willing to push against the status quo, whether it be a big policy change in the United States or whether it was in high school. I questioned the grading system of my high school because I didn't think it was fair and right. And I thought it was going to hold me back from going to the college that I really wanted to get into. So I have courage to use my voice and speak up for what I think is fair and right.
Okay, that sounds like a real rebel to me. I'm seriously feeling so inspired now. Thank you so much for talking with us today, Melinda. Your impact on women and girls around the world is nothing short of phenomenal.
Thank you. Thanks for the questions.
And thank you for listening, Rebels. Catch you next time and stay Rebel!